Hey guys, Casper here, and I hope you like my little intro, Rockstar. And we're going to learn a little bit about creating levels, and we're just going to start with simple basics, so let's get going. Okay, we're here in create mode. This is the basic building block stuff, and today we're just going to talk about the easy, simple controls in create mode. So here you've got two general modes. You've got walking mode, which lets you learn if your levels are working out well as far as jumps go and as far as how high your steps are and things like that. And then when you push down on the D-pad, you go into hover mode, which is your basic create mode. You can fly through floors and through anything that you build. And so basically these are your two modes in create mode. Now the other thing that you can do in hover mode and in walking mode is traversing the layers, which is you can go way back in the background and you can build back here, and you can go all the way to the front and you can build up here. And there's 16 layers that they've got in Little Big Planet 3, which is a huge increase from the 3 layers that there's always been. And when you're in walking mode, the only difference is, and let's go back to hover mode for a second, it's the L2 button that shuttles you backwards and the L1 button that shuttles you forwards. So that's pretty easy. And when you're walking, you push up on the left joystick to hop back a level, and this is when you're playing games you do the same thing, but if you're in walking mode and you're building a level, that's all you need to do to move back and forth. So that's basically it. When you're in hover mode, you can obviously fly, and hover mode is really the quickest way to get around, because in walking mode you've only got one speed, walking. But in hover mode you can fly, and if you hold the X button you can fly faster. And you can also zoom in and out by pushing up and down on the right joystick. So if I push up, I zoom in, and if I push down, I zoom out. And the farther you're zoomed out, the faster you fly. So we push the X button while we're zoomed out, and we're really cruising across our level here. So this is really the quickest way to get around when you're in create mode. So, and this works up and down and left and right if you need it. And so that's basically just your quick moving around. So we've talked about zooming in and out. The other thing you can do is if you do left and right on the right joystick, you can also turn your screen. So moving it to the right, moving it to the left, and this can be helpful if you're trying to get a better angle on things that you're working on, see behind something so that you can get your pop-it cursor on there. And another thing you can do if you're building things that are moving and you need to stop them for a moment, and most of this is in the pop-it puzzles too, so what you can do is push up on the D-pad. Remember, down on the D-pad is to land on the ground, and up on the D-pad is pause. And that stops all the movement. Doesn't stop your character from moving, but it does stop the action on the board, and you push up again, and then that resumes. You can do that in walking mode, or you can do that in hover mode. So another thing you can do if you're working on something and you build something and it's going really well, but you make a mistake and you say, oh, that's right, I didn't want to stretch the arrow upwards. You can always hit the rewind, which is left on the D-pad. And that goes backwards, and you can keep hitting rewind, and you can keep hitting rewind until it's all the way gone. And if you're like, wait a minute, I did like that last one, you can hit right on the D-pad and go forwards in time. So now we're back to the present. So the other thing you can do is, let's say you add something to, your contraption here. We'll just have a grab sensor. And so we grab this, and well, it's not grabbable, so it won't grab, but anyway, if you want to see what your creation looks like without any of the controls on it, you can push down on the L stick, which is actually a button. You push down on the L stick, and you see that little eye up in the corner there with a little blue star moving around it. That basically tells us that we're in preview mode. So that's what your level is going to look like when someone's playing it. You say, oh, preview mode, so none of those controls are showing. So then we go back to regular mode, and there they are, and we can work with them again. So the final thing we want to talk about here is camera mode, which is, I'm not sure if this is new. I never knew about this before, but if you push down on the R3 button, which is the joystick, and you push it in like a button, you end up in camera pause mode, which means the camera no longer follows your character around. So you can fly around, and so this is helpful if you're trying to get a look at something moving and you're trying to get out of the way. Maybe you want to take a picture of something, but there are definite uses for that somewhere. So anyway, that's the basic controls for Little Big Planet 3 Create Mode. I hope it's been educational, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.